What's popping, guys? Welcome to ZeerTalks and welcome to another FC Bayern München talk stream. And this one is not really a positive one at all. This news broke yesterday during the Champions League draw. And yeah, we'll talk about it. But listen, first of all, guys, I do have to say Happy Jum'ah Mubarak al-Kull Muslimin, as it always is every Friday. Also, let me say in English, to all the Muslims, because I said Kull Muslimin, to all Muslims, every Friday, as it always is. Also, guys, I say before we kick things off, you know exactly what to do. Subscribe, press alarm bells for future content notifications, like, comment your way, go check socials, and inshallah you're well wherever you may be. Now, I say we kick things off because there is news about an individual who we've been linked with for half the window, actually, or not even a majority of the window. This individual we've been linked with for majority of the window, and to be honest, you know what happened here. You see, my fellow country, my fellow country's government. That owns Newcastle United. They've been struggling to get a striker. And they've been trying to maintain the fact that they want to keep Alexander Isak rather than selling him to Liverpool Football Club. But, yet again, we are very good at doing Liverpool Football Club some favors. Now, in this case, to be honest, it's kind of warranted what Bayern München has done, kind of. But at the same time, it's not. And I'm going to tell you why for both sides of the argument. Now, what am I talking about? I am talking about Nick Woltemade, guys. Here we go. Oh, and I didn't even put the Bayern background because, again, I was late because I was doing something. I didn't even realize I didn't put the background. There we go. Here we go. Yeah. Nick Woltemade has now joined Newcastle, or is about to join Newcastle, guys. Yeah. It says 80 million plus add-ons, but realistically, the add-ons is going to take them up to 90 million. Stuttgart are basically getting their wish. Yeah, they're getting their money. yeah, by being a bunch of contradicting scumbags, basically. Um, so here's the news. Here is the news. Here is the news. Nick Woltemade to Newcastle. Here we go. Agreement in place after official bid accepted immediately, like that. You know why? Because Stuttgart's getting their money's worth. Yeah. Or is it really their money's worth? But you know what I mean. They're actually getting the money they want. Fee over 80 million euros plus add-ons. Again, the add-ons will probably take it up to 90 million. Medical in England in the next 24 hours, with travel being arranged right now. Long-term deal agreed with Woltemade, who says yes to Newcastle United FC. Now, here's what I want to say. In a Newcastle perspective, because as you all know, I like Newcastle because they're owned by the PIF. الله يطول عمرهم. Yeah. واشكر لهم كل حاجه اللي قاعد يسويها في المملكه. However, in a Bayern München perspective, we need to have an uncomfortable conversation. This uncomfortable conversation is, yes, was it the right decision to move on after offering 60 million and they said no? Sure it was. And I stick by this. But one thing I will also say, and you know what, I'm glad Lewis is in the chat, because to be fair, he kind of brought this up and I didn't think of it this way. Why did we take so long just to try to get this guy? Why did we just focus on this guy? Why did we just focus on this guy when we were going in for him? And I could say the same for Florian Wirtz. I could say the same with Florian Wirtz, you know, or any individual that we were linked with. It's so clear and obvious looking out from the outside that any player we were linked with, all we did is try to go for that guy, at least for a few of them, for so long. And then these other options, they're just there. They're just there. If you knew that you were not really going to be wanting to pay the money for that guy, why didn't you just move on and just go for the other guy and actually go all in on the guy that will want to join us, their clubs will want to negotiate with us and all that stuff? Why didn't we just do that? I want to know, like, seriously, the way Max Erbel, Christian Driesen, Christoph Ruend, and all these other guys, Hones, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, all these, man, the way they've been running Bayern this summer has been absolutely the only good thing they've done. And even then, to be honest, we were better off getting Rodrigo, is the fact that we got Luis Diaz. The only good thing they've done this window is we got Luis Diaz. I don't even want to swear because I literally come off from like praying and all that. I really don't want to swear. But seriously, guys, we need to have this conversation. Why do we just, I don't want, because the term I'm going to say, why do we just, I don't even know what's the right way in saying it. We don't go all in, basically. We just don't go all in. Why don't we, like, why, if we're going to go for somebody and we're able to actually negotiate our way into getting the player, okay, go all in. But you are not even willing to give them the money that they want. Okay, then go away. Go away from now. Go away. Okay, you don't want to accept this offer? Okay, then we'll just go find somebody else. We'll go find somebody else. And if they actually want to join, they want to negotiate all this stuff, now we're willing to put all our energy into this. That's why with the Luis Diaz one, I know Liverpool said they didn't want to sell initially, but eventually, because Diaz wanted to go in Liverpool, they're like, you know what, fine, we'll negotiate with Bayern, but we're doing it in our way. And Bayern was willing to pay the money for it. Okay, if you're willing to pay the money, okay, it's understandable. But the problem is you were never going to want us pay the money. So move on then. Just move on. And this is the problem I have with this board. It's like, if you want the guy, you have to pay the money. You can't have it. You can't have it both ways. You have to pick one. You want the player, you pay the money. You don't want to pay the money, move on. And now look, a club that's so desperate because they got rejected by so many strikers, and because they at this rate, I think they've come to terms that they might have to let Isak go, because Romayan, he went to Isak and had a conversation with him and wanted to get him done, and he does not want to stay. He wants to go. غصباً عنهم, they sell him. That's what he's basically said. Yeah. Guess what? They've realized this, and then they're like, "Oh, Woltemade is there." Woltemade wanted Bayern, but obviously because Stuttgart saying that he's gonna stay with Stuttgart, maybe we can pounce if we give them the right offer. And guess what? They gave them the offer that they wanted. على طول كذا. كذا ها ما تقصر يا شباب كثر الله خيركم thank you very much. We'll take Nick Woltemade at Newcastle, and Bayern München they will rot. I mean, obviously it's not in their mind, but you get the point. I'm a Bayern fan, so I have to think like what are we doing, ya Jama'ah? What are we doing? Like, I'm not even upset that they backed out in the end. Because to be honest, that Stuttgart supervisory board, Uqsum billah al-azim, that guy these guys are a bunch of wafflers and a bunch of contradictors, if I've ever seen any, bunch of hypocrites. Yeah, these men said they want. So how many times did they change their minds? First they wanted 80 million. Then they wanted 75. They were trying to kind of help us. Not help us enough, but you know what? Then you know what? They were like, okay, 65. If you give us something around that range, okay, maybe we will negotiate. We will negotiate with you guys. And then we give them around 60 million. And then obviously there was some sell-on clause, blah, 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 being added. Okay. They still said, no. We want now 75. Yeah, Ammi, you said you wanted 65 million. Now, why are you changing your mind now? So for this reason, I don't mind them backing out. But what I have a problem with is these guys prolonging it, thinking that they were going to get the player over the line by being patient. Yeah, Jama'ah, football in 2025, heading to 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, the market's inflated. Khalas. Get over it. The market is inflated. Yes, okay, it's part of negotiations. I understand. That's how business works. But at the same time, make sure you're aware that you're able to pay the money if the tough gets going. These guys don't know this. And because they don't know this, guess what? They're willing to stand on their ground. They want to protect their funds. By then, we lose out on the player. They get the player. Now we're left out with a smaller squad. Or now we have to go get a loan option for somebody else. And to be honest, realistically, we shouldn't be put in that situation. And by the way, I don't agree with Uli Hones when he says that it should be a loan player. Realistically speaking, there's Malik Fofana for 40 million. You can't tell me with the money that you have that we can't be spending 40 million on Malik Fofana. Come on, bro. I thought the guy was going to be 60 million, 40 million. Habibi, Na'ma. Go pay it, bro. Maybe not be Na'ma in real life. Okay, I understand. But in footballing terms, with all the money that's going around in the game, Na'ma. Pay it, bro. Habibi, Nick Woltemade, he just went to Newcastle, 90 million. 90 million kida. Just like that. You're telling me Lyon, 40 million. Habibi, Sheikh, you know when we were linked with, what you call it? Verts? Yeah, Jama'ah, Sheikh, he was right there. He was right there for around 30 something. I don't know how much he joined Man City for. I think around 30 something. Any City fans, if you're around, let me know. What are we doing here? In January, he was linked for, I think, cheaper, bad. Cheaper. If you're not going to be willing to spend the money, على الأقل scout and go pay less money for them quality players right there. And so what if he has an attitude, yeah, so what? Some of these players are actually good enough to have this attitude. I don't understand the way this board thinks. The way they think, it's like, we have to get the player with the best attitude, the best this for the best value. You can't tick every single box, bro. It's nearly impossible. Not everybody is the same, bro. Not everybody is the same. And what I prefer personally, someone that has quality. Yeah, someone that has quality, can back his chat and all that stuff on the pitch. That's what I rather have. And if it means that this guy may have a little attitude and he's cheaper, whatever, okay, go get him. If you're not willing to spend the money, okay, Scout better then. And by the way, we were looking at Woltemade, right? We were looking at Woltemade. Some people have talked to me about this, and to be fair, they make a good point. Demirovic is right there at Stuttgart. Now, obviously, we can't get him because he plays for the same club as Woltemade, and they're going to stand their ground and all that. Okay. But why did we have a look at Demirovic before we had a look at Woltemade? Well, I didn't even think about this. Demirovic, Patrick Schick. I know that it's going to cost because, it's going to be hard because it's never Kuzen. But why don't we have a look at these guys? You want a backup striker? Amoura. Amoura, Habib, ya Jama'a, for those who don't know, I'm going to educate you. The guy plays for Wolfsburg. Why didn't we go to Wolfsburg for Amoura? I'll give you another one right there. You want a backup option? Tfadal, yeah. And he can probably drop back, link up, get in the right place, score. He's underrated. Why don't you go get him? We can play this game about value for money or the kharabit. We can play this game. Well, I can do this easily right now. Why did we do that? Mika Tudzi at Lyon. Lyon trying to sell players so they can be financially stable for whatever issue they're going through. Why didn't we do that? Let's be honest, guys. We are FC Bayern München. Not Tottenham, Zay Aziz is saying, worse window than them, shukran. We're not Newcastle, with all due respect to them. Yeah? We're FC, bro. Back in the day, when we wanted somebody, we'd get them ala tool. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. We get them. And I understand back then, the market wasn't wasn't flowing the way it is today. Today's market, you have to pay the big bucks. You got to do all this, yada, yada, yada. I understand. I get it. But at the same time, guys, like Lothar Matthäus has said, you have to keep up with the times. Or if not, then why didn't you just scout? Why don't we just scout? And by the way, forgot the name of that scout, but we basically got rid of this scout time ago. We got rid of this scout that we had once. Why did we get rid of him? Why? Can somebody tell me why did we get rid of him ages ago? Because he played a good role in getting some of these players in. But we got rid of him. This is the problem with us. It's like anybody that's competent, because of certain issues, bye-bye. Bye-bye. But anybody that's bad, and they're calm, and they're Mr. Yes Man, we keep. It's not right, ya Jama'ah. What are we doing here? Like, it's just terrible. It's just terrible management from our supervisory board. And I say them because they're the ones that approve everything. By the way, I want Max Erbel gone. The guy, realistically speaking, yeah, he deserves this.
Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something.
Realistically, he deserves that treatment. Yeah, he should have gotten that treatment in that supervisory board meeting the other day. Well, he should have gotten that treatment. However, when you have guys like him recommending some names, and Hollands is like, no, we're only going to get a player on loan. We're only going to get a player on loan. And then you have Erbel saying, our squad is so thin. Harry Kane even said it, our squad is thin. I'm having to rely on Leonard Carl, Wisdom Mike, Kusiasare as backups. Now, Leonard Carl, I believe, will do well. Kusiasare, I think, could be a good backup option. Wisdom Mike, he needs time, but could as well. But why are we relying on kids too soon, guys? Why? Yes, give kids a chance. We don't know what... I agree. We don't know how good they are until we see them play. Sure. But here's the question that I want to ask every single one of you. We're going to be competing, at least we're supposed to be, competing for the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, and the UEFA Champions League. The other day, we barely just got past Wiesbaden, third division team. No, but it wasn't talked about enough because, obviously, Man United lost to Grimsby, okay? Now, let's say this scenario happened in the UEFA Champions League. In the later stages of the knockout stages in the DFB Pokal, or some big games in the Bundesliga. I'm supposed to be relying on these guys to take us through or pull us through when these guys don't have the experience, because it's all good having the talent. It really is all good having the talent, but the understanding on what to do in certain situations. I'll give you the best example. You see Lamine Yamal. We can all agree here, the best youngster, probably the best right winger in the world. Hell, you can argue best player in the world. Okay, right now. You can argue this. This kid against Inter Milan decided to go all out attacking, and Hansi Flick decided to go all out. It's his tactic. I said this on FCB show. Go check it out. I even mentioned this. Right? Goes all out attacking, not knowing that they're supposed to be holding on to a lead. Just few minutes. Hold on to the lead just so they can be sent to the Champions League final. What happens? Inter Milan score. Extra time happens. They're drained. مع سلامة. Fratesi goal. مع سلامة. And that's Lamine Yamal I'm talking about. Okay, Lamine Yamal. Yeah, you know why? Experience. You can't teach experience, bro. You can't teach experience at the start. You can teach it later. This is the stuff I worry about. It takes you going through it the first time. Yeah, first time for you to understand and realize that, okay, yeah, and now I realize, yeah, we need to be focusing on this stuff defensively. Now, obviously, there's going to be an anomaly in which somebody will eventually learn from the get-go. Great. But it's very rare. It's very rare for that to happen. Let's be honest, guys. It's very rare. So I don't want to be relying on the fact that Leonard Carl could be the anomaly. I don't want to be relying on this. Well, I just don't. Obviously, and I still think that the kid should be eventually, taking the spots of Gnabry if Gnabry doesn't perform. Because I know that guy will eventually not perform. But I don't want to be relying on that. I don't want to run this kid to the ground. It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. It's good to have a full squad, healthy, ready to go. And we just don't have that. We just don't have that, guys. And that's what's concerning me. We can play all the good football in the world. And to be honest, I've said this, our football has been improved to a degree. It has. Let's not lie. It has. It's easy for you guys to say it hasn't because it's company being coached. Okay, the guy has improved his game a little bit. Let's not be disingenuous. But even then, it's like, even though his game is improved, his in-game management is not the best. So what will happen now if he does something stupid in the second half and he brings on Carl and now he gets injured? Or like maybe the lack of experience gets to him. Now, then what? Then what? Does our board think of these things? They don't. They don't. They only think of protecting this. That's all they think about. And until they get over this stupid mentality, we ain't gonna do as much. We ain't gonna do as much. By the way, so it's getting to a point now. As much as 50+1 rule has worked for Bayern, I'm not gonna act like it hasn't. The way that the Bayern ultras are moving, we may as well abolish it. Abolish 50+1 rule at this rate. Now, obviously, all Bundesliga clubs and all that, they have to agree and all this kharabit. But guess what? If this is how we're going to run, abolish it. Abolish it. Go get me PIF. Go get me PIF, ya Jama'ah. Get me PIF to invest in this club. Yeah, let's be one of the investors in the club, because maybe us being one of the investors, maybe now this board will be more serious. Maybe. Wallah al-azim. Because I'm sorry, this is just unacceptable. This is just unacceptable. Every single time I have to be complaining about, this guy not joining us, or that guy not joining us, or we want that guy, but we're not willing to pay the money, this. Okay, you're not willing to pay the money? Okay, خلاص, move on. Either pay, على طول pay, ادفع المصارف, or move on. Because this is حميرة now. مسختوها. Like, what are we doing, man? It's jarring, man. Wallah al-azim. This window guys, has been, and I know it's not been talked about as much as Newcastle and Premier League club, because obviously Premier League gets more attention, more eyes, blah, blah, blah. But if we're talking in European football, we have been the worst. Yeah, we got Luis Diaz, we got Jonathan Tah, we got Tom Bishop. Okay. And at least Newcastle at the end, they've rectified their issues. Have we rectified ours? Have we rectified ours? Somebody tell me right now, have we rectified ours? I'll wait. Okay, Luis Diaz. Okay, fine. Not the best option, but fine. You get Bischoff. Okay. You get Jonathan Tah. Okay. By the way, we didn't even talk. Actually, I've talked about this a few times. Our midfield depth is still not there. Our defensive depth is still not there. Jonathan Tah is technically, you got rid of Dyer. Well, to be honest, he chose to go to Monaco because of contract situation, I think. You're basically replacing Jonathan Tah, or the Dyer with Jonathan Tah. Basically is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And with Tom Bischoff, you're just adding an extra body in the midfield. Okay. Oh, no, actually, no. You're replacing Palhinha because he went on loan to Tottenham. Okay, tell me what else did we really do? Did we actually bolster the squad? Yeah, let's have this uncomfortable conversation. We still have Sacha Bowie. If we bring him off the bench, Allah ain. And I tried defending this guy, but defensively, I can't defend him anymore. Khalas. I can't defend him anymore. We still have lying, cheating, and stealing at our club. Yeah, left wing back at left back as a backup option now. Until Davies comes back, yeah, that's our backup. And I don't want to run Davies to the ground. Jamal Musiala injured. He'll be back by January. Realistically, should be back by February, March. By the way, after this summer, I guarantee you now Musiala is going to return earlier than expected. Watch. I guarantee you it's going to happen, and we're going to run him to the ground. Big up, Warrior, man. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? By the way, you know, I heard this from Hano and Yasser and them, man, in our group chat for Heavyweight Show. What's wrong with football clubs in general? And by the way, this is coming from fan bases that I actually think had a good window in general, but they think it's bad. I don't know why, but I don't know, because they got Hato, so I'm like confused with what's maybe the ACL injury got him. I don't know. But in general, what's going on with clubs? Like, okay, Arsenal had a good window, but in general, they also have been off it before. Liverpool until this summer have been off it, but they've improved. Man City, they've been lackluster this window after the Club World Cup. You know, Barcelona, yeah, they may be doing good, but like they've not have the best windows. Like they've reduced themselves to getting Rashford on loan. You know, like, and they got rid of Inigo Martinez to Saudi Pro League like that with that clause, which is dumb. You know what I mean? Like Real Madrid, they've gotten players. Okay, Real Madrid somewhat been okay, but they could do with another defender. Or midfielder, actually, not defender, midfielder probably. Yeah, actually, and defender, because Alaba's going to get injured again, and Militao's probably going to get injured again. Like, in general, clubs are just... Is it just me, or are football clubs in the world just moving softer than before? They're, like, too overly cautious now. Like, I don't get it. By the way, low-key, Super League may happen, guys. Super League may happen because a lot of European clubs that's not in the Premier League, what's happening is, guess what? They're not happy with spending a lot of money nowadays. Obviously, I mentioned some Premier League club not moving as well. But even then, they'll probably join it as well. They'll probably join it as well because they can get more money than they have already right now. The only one I'm cautious with is PSG, Bayern München, and Borussia Dortmund. I don't know if they will eventually join, which is worrying me as a Bayern fan. But everybody else will join. You saw what they did a few years back. You know? So, yeah, it's just jarring, guys. It just is jarring. We can't get more time because the squad's full. Nobody wants to leave. Your board is just... No, I'm talking Rabona in general. In general. I'm talking in general. Obviously, my board's incompetent. I'm not denying this. But a lot of times, we see these things from these boards in general. They're just incompetent. Like, obviously, there's context to certain situations, but I feel like some contexts make no sense still, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, some of them are just like excuses. You know what I mean? Obviously, if the player don't want to go and they want to stay, then you know what? I will tell you this though about this players not wanting to go or wanting to stay. Realistically, what they should be doing is they should be like, if this was an insane board from back in the day, they'd do this thing of, oh, go play with the youth, Banyu, get out of here, yeah. We don't want you in here, yeah. We want you gone, and we want to go get somebody else. So we're gonna make sure you want to leave. Boom, ma salama. Realistically, just play a mental mind game. Be the manipulator. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just jarring, man. It just is jarring, man. But guys, slap the likes and subscribe. That's my thoughts on the whole Woltemade and how our board's been run. It's been pathetic, personally. You know what? We did talk a little bit about Chelsea, right? There has been news coming out about Nicolas Jackson. Believe it or not, guys. And here it is. Now, obviously, there's been so much going on, but this is one. Now, I believe you guys call him B-Tech Saka, which I can see why. but this is one news on him. He actually looks like B-Tech Saka. Oh my god, look. Oh my god, man like George, man like George. Oh god. I don't even know why we're looking at him, but okay. What's this? Chelsea winger Tyrone George is on Bayern's list in addition to Nicolas Jackson. It's uncertain whether Bayern would be willing to buy George outright due to the costly package. A loan, however, would no longer be possible if Jackson also joins on loan. Leipzig, AFC Roma, and two clubs from the UK are interested in George from Plattenberg. Sakayo back or evil Saka. Well, I don't think we're gonna get him, to be honest, because I think we're pushing so hard for Nicolas Jackson right now. We're like moving like a bunch of desperate men doing desperate things for Nicolas Jackson. You know what I mean? So because things are advancing. He wants to go to Bayern. Bayern are trying their level hardest to deal with this loan situation, and Chelsea are starting to like ease it as well. So this is the news. Negotiation between Chelsea and Bayern Nicolas Jackson are in the final stages. There you go. The deal is said to be close to being done. It remains to be seen how expensive the loan will be and whether it will include an option to buy. Jackson is mainly planned as Harry Kane's backup at Bayern, but can also play alongside him. In addition to Jackson, Bayern are indeed interested in winger Tyrone George. The 19-year-old is seen as one of the Chelsea's brightest attacking talents. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure on that George kid. But Jackson, you know what? This Jackson guy is it's gonna happen. By the way, I think it's gonna happen. What I think is gonna happen with this Jackson brother, he's gonna join. He'll be he'll be an extra option on the wing because he can play on the wing, and to be fair, on the ball he's okay. It's pretty decent actually. Or if Kane is injured, he'll be the backup striker. That's what's gonna happen. I can generally see that happening. So if Kane plays, now Jackson will be one of the wingers. Or one of the not one of the wingers because you have Luis Diaz actually. So no, he'll probably just put like Jackson in the 10 or something. He'll probably put Jackson at the 10 and then play alongside Kane. So whenever Kane drops deep, Jackson's making the runs. So that's the idea behind that one. Or you just put Gnabry in the 10 again. And now Jackson could either come on for Gnabry for what I just explained earlier, or he could come on for Luis Diaz to be an extra winger option if Diaz doesn't perform, or if Kane is not available or he gets subbed off, you bring on Jackson. And their plan, they said, to be a backup option for Harry Kane. You know what? The only saving grace I can have right now, honestly, guys, is the thought on in my mind, and I can't believe I'm saying this. We said the same thing about Eric Dyer and about Choupo-Moting. When they first joined Bayern, we said the same thing. Oh, we don't want him. We don't want this guy. We don't want that guy. We don't want that guy. Next thing you know, they start actually moving like world beaters somehow, some way. Not just even in the Bundesliga, even in some Champions League games. Hell, I think even Bayern fans, not me, this one I actually wanted him, Perisic. They didn't want Perisic. All of a sudden, Perisic joins, performs. You know? So that's the only hope I can have. And I'm not going to lie, it's hope. But realistically speaking, if I'm being honest with every single one of you here, I don't see it work out the same way as it did. I think he'll have some decent cameos, but it's not going to be to the level I'm looking for. And because of that, it's still, nah. But then again, we put ourselves in this situation when we, again, like I mentioned earlier, taking forever to get a deal done because we want to do things our way rather than just moving on, go finding somebody else. I actually don't mind Semenyo. After what I saw in some games for Bournemouth here and there against the bigger sides, I see why people rate him. And I haven't watched Bournemouth too much, by the way. I've watched very little. Very little. That's why I didn't know too much of Huijsen either. I wanted to watch more in Spain or something. And I saw more in the Club World Cup even when we played against them. Actually, when Hilal played against them, he wasn't the best, to be fair. But the later games, he actually started improving. And then in La Liga now, you're starting to see that he's the one that's dictating everything for them. You know? Semenyo, low-key, is another player to look out for. And, I mean, I think PSG got Zabarni from there. Yeah, Bournemouth losing players, man. Is it true that Michael has... Okay. Rabona, time to mud that guy. Thanks for reminding me. Bayern space. Ta'al. Don't go anywhere, Habibi. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Yeah? We want to be journalists. Ta'al. You all believe, you Liverpool fans, you gullible people. Read this. Huh? Toby Altusville, yeah, was somewhat reliable from Built. Not even Built. Yes, Built. Yeah, I am correct. Built. Tfadl. Yeah. He actually has sources. Yeah. Let's read this one. And you guys want to believe real sources. Okay, this is what real source right here. Both Bayern and the players' camp have denied existence of a release clause in Michael Olise's contract. Oh, they've denied, but I thought that Max Erbel has put a release clause of 90 million to 100 million on the contract. I thought that's what Bayern Space told me. That's what he told every single Bayern fan. That's what Scout Space. Yeah, that's what Liverpool Space said to all these fucking gullible people. It didn't even want to swear, and I swore stuff. I didn't even want, and I did. That's what he said to all these gullible people that believe everything he says just because the Wirtz thing happened. And he said it. Okay, let's continue. There's no contractual exit strategy for the player. Olise is closely followed by several top clubs, such as PSG. So they're followed. They are followed, but there's no release clause. But Bayern have no intention of selling him and are planning with him as a key player for years to come. You know what it is, man? You Liverpool fans like to cope. That's what you guys like to do. You like to cope. So when you read anything positive about Liverpool, you know, and it's coming from a Bayern fan. Oh, Bayern fan. I don't even know if I should call him Bayern fan anymore because lately, this brother, I don't know, bro. It's one thing having an opinion It's another thing trying to be a journalist because of their opinion. This is where I have this is where I have a problem. Like, I don't mind if this guy doesn't like what's going on in the club. I don't mind, because I don't like it neither. I agree. I don't like what's going on at this club. But to try to do this thing in which you're reporting everything, like, why? Why stoop this low? Why? Like, let the reporters do their thing. You give your own opinion, and just say if you could do a better job than the Bayern board or not. That's fine. I'll do that. I don't mind. But because we're fans. But to do this thing of like, oh, but this is happening because our board is this, and you two doing it in such manner in which you want to report thinking you have close ties. You ain't got close ties to nobody, bro. You ain't got close ties to nobody. All you're doing is you're trying to like cope. You're trying to cope by doing this whole thing of like, oh, guess what? This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. I've talked to this guy. No, you haven't done nothing. You've done, bro. Respectfully speaking, respectfully speaking.
Shut up, bitch! Oh my God!
Actually, I shouldn't even be saying respectfully speaking, but because you know what, where I come from, you know what, I'll try to somewhat be the better guy. I'll try. It's not easy, but I'll try. Well, come on, man. What are we doing, man? Why do we do this? Why do people stoop this low? It doesn't happen with my team. Hell, I talked to Sam. Some of you actually follow up on the guy. Blancos Talks Ball. Go subscribe to him, by the way, my guy. He has the same issue with Kiko. Suarez. He has the same problem. Also, Arsenal fans go through this all the time. That's why Lee Gunner calls these things out. That's why Northside calls these things out. That's why you have the Shane Gooners and all them, man. They all call it out. Every single one of them call these things out. This whole thing of I have to be a top journalist to try to prove to everyone you're not that guy. You are not that guy. Let the professionals do their thing. You just sit down and watch as a fan and give your own opinion as a fan. I swear to God, bro, at this rate, football became a thing now in which I rather do journalism than actually be a football fan. At this rate, I'll stop watching football. What are we doing here? I'll just stick to wrestling. And by the way, Lewis, you're in the chat. You will agree with what I'm about to say here. Wrestling fans are worse than football fans. But the way football fans are moving now, they're not far off. They're not even far off. Wallah Adim. Lewis in the chat. He's a pro wrestling nerd more than I am. Let him tell you. And the guy watches both sports like me. Let him tell you. Like, I love my pro wrestling and I get my infos out of this guy sometimes. Yeah. They're terrible. Fadl. Everybody gullible, everybody being... You know what? The whole toxic and negative, it's more like toxic positive, bro. Yeah? Toxic positive, because it's like they believe something's going to happen. Then when you call it out, they cuss you for it. What? You know, it's just dumb. It's just so dumb. Wait. You're saying, wait. Bayern Space never said anything on Woltemade till the thing actually happened, though. So that does not count. The Verts thing I can give you. But other than that, he's not gotten any... Bro, this is the same guy that literally says he has company's tactics. He ain't got nothing, bro. You think company's actually going to give him tactics? Zain, خلينا نكون واقع يا أخي. خلينا نكون واقع. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's not be stupid. Yani, you can't be this gullible to be believed. I'm sorry, you guys are not going to like what I'm about to say. And only Arabs will understand what I'm about to say here. The behavior of football fans nowadays is the youth behavior. It's the youth. You know what the youth means? A cuck. Cuck behavior. This is what we're dealing with now with football fans. Cuck behavior. The youth behavior. شل قليل حياء. قليل أدب. And I'm supposed to be out here being okay with this. Anything said, oh, let's believe it. Have a brain of your own, ya jama'ah. Have a brain of your own. My God, man. Makes no sense, Lewis, bro. You're laughing, but it makes no sense. Like, it's genuinely frustrating the way some fans be moving. And by the way, some of these fans that I'm talking about, as people outside of the game, I actually respect them a lot, by the way. Hell, but like at the same time, I have to call out this behavior, bro, because it's not right. It's not right at all. معليش يعني. I mean, if you want me to lie to you, I can lie to you easily, and I'll get more views, more subscribers, and all this stuff. Huh? I can do it right now. كده, huh? But that's not how I operate. معليش يعني. It's not how I operate. It's not. And if you don't like me, huh? There's the door. انقلع ما نبغاكم. Seriously. Yeah, fickle. You know what? I need to get back that Daniel Bryan clip. I'll probably like get demonetized, or I'll probably like get the stream not taken down. They'll probably not be being shown in some countries. But that Daniel Bryan clip sums up everything that's wrong with the game. خلينا نكون واقعيين, guys. Like, it's fine changing your mind here and there, but يعني do it على الأقل because you actually believe it. على الأقل do it because you actually believe it and because it makes sense. Don't do it because people are saying it. خلاص, now I'm gonna say it. Because sometimes when it happens, you get caught lacking. But yeah, that's my thoughts. But this is why I say people need to be very careful with how they deliver their messages as well. No, I still think Rodri is better than Caicedo. I still think Rodri or not? Yeah, his full name is Rodrigo, right? Like his full first name. So I said this to Omar. I would take him but the problem is you guys, because I had this convo with him FCB show. You guys put 90 million euro clause on him, or not clause. You said you'll only sell for 90 million. Yeah, we're not getting. Yeah, I just talked about our problems. You think we're gonna get Fermin Lopez? Nah, we're not. So, hell, Chelsea will probably struggle to get them as well. He'll probably stay at Barcelona. Honestly, I think he'll stay. You're okay. Bro, Lewis, to be fair, that's a lot of money. I can't lie. But in general, we do this with anybody, bro. That's the problem. Yeah, but again, like Lewis said, football fans are fickle. Big up Rabona, by the way. Hopefully you're good. Hey, I hope Lewis is good. I hope Yusuf is good. Who else is in the chat, man? Zain, even though I had a little argument, I hope he's good. Amar, inshallah, you're good. Everybody, I hope you all are well. That name is mad, by the way. Hey, listen, we have Rabona in the chat. I don't hate girls, bro. Listen, let's treat them with respect, guys. Yeah? And now watch, man. Now I say this. Khalas. Ahmed's a youth, guys. Zero's a youth. He's a cuck, guys. Yeah? Because, yeah, he's a simp. Yeah, because I said, let's treat girls with respect. Me diz. Yeah, me diz. See what I mean? Another problem with people today. Oh, I hate girls, bro. Big up GTA nerd. Yeah, good pause. See, that's another problem, bro. Society is so messed up. We have to say pause after every sentence. Yeah, me does. Big up to you, but it makes no sense. Ronaldo prayed in both Islam and Christianity just to win nothing. By the way, I'm not gonna. I appreciate him embracing Islam, but bro, realistically, he has to pick a religion, bro. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, society is tapped, bro. But that's where the whole issue starts with the football thing. It's a society thing. Because it happens in any field. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there was a saying from Turkish LDN, by the way. Yeah? Arsenal fan. Big up them. Life is great. The world is fucked. His words. And you know what sums up everything wrong? Or not everything wrong, but everything that's going on in the world. The bit that is wrong and the bit that's right. He is me and Kirslander Kings. I don't know what that is, GTA, bro. I'll be real. By the way, the fact you still have that picture, Lewis, what have you started? Lewis, what have you started on Mia San Mia show, bro? Lewis, man, for crying out loud. For crying out loud, Lewis, man. For crying out loud. A game CK3 decent. Oh, Lewis actually rates it. Fairs. Yep. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. If you're not careful with your defense, Rabona, like you need to get gay. If you don't get gay, then you could be But actually, you got Leone, didn't you? You got that Leone, brother. But I don't know how he will do in the Prem. Let's see how he does. But like, if you're not careful defensively, you could be in trouble. Just to let you know, but I just talked about my center back options, right? Like you guys are in terms of center backs, like similar. If we're talking numbers, not talk quality, because obviously Van Dijk and Konate are quality. You know, I think Jonathan Tah is pretty good. You know, Upamecano's improved, but let's see if he has Bozo gene. Kim and Jay, I don't trust. Like, you know what I mean? But numbers, in terms of number, like, yeah, like you're in a similar situation. Oh, it's a historical. I don't know about that game, bro. How is Hansi Flick banned from managing Barca versus PSG? That makes no sense. Why is he banned from managing that game? I don't think that's true. Can't be true. I do want to watch Madrid this week. I'm curious to see what Xabi has set them up. That game they played against Oviedo was pretty good, to be fair. Send me the link. I hate girl. I can't. Why you call bro? Change that name. What? Send the name. Send the name. Not name. Send the link. Can't even speak. Well, that Kirkus guy in the past 2 games has looked off. I'm not gonna lie. I watched the game against Newcastle. I didn't watch long. Yeah, he looked off. And that goal, he should have done better. The Gumarães goal, I think. I hope Madrid land North Korea instead of what the? That's mad. I can't believe my man just said that, by the way. Guys, we're 10 likes. Let's get more likes, man. That's mad. To be fair, they are actually not far away because the country they're going to for that game in the Champions League is bordering to China, you know. Oh, my God. But by the way, you know what? Because I'm so bored, like I'm just going to play like a clip that sums up how I feel about Bayern München.
Album. Go fuck yourself! My favorite album is Where Is My Signings? Where is the players? That's my favorite album.
Yup. Hey, Lewis, we can agree on that. We can agree on that. Yup, he did. Yup, he did. It's mad, isn't it? It really is mad. It's mad in the dunya. It is mad in the dunya. Wallahi. I genuinely couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. Hey, by the way, can we talk about Florian Wirtz? Wanting to play number 10. So, when he was convinced with Slot and not Company, part of it's because he knew Musiala is better than him. So, I'm curious to know, like, are these stats still going to happen? Hey, Reacts, are you around in the chat, bro?
Leave your editing and all that, yeah. Clip this. Premier League champions, 25-26. Champions League final minimum 25-26. Alexander Isak will be a Liverpool player, and Florian Wirtz will bag 30 plus G8 in all comps, just to be specific. All comps, not the Premier League, all comps. Thank you very much.
Hey, for Florian Wirtz, it's not looking good at the moment, but let's see if he'll improve. Let's see if he'll improve. But if he doesn't, we will be there. We'll see. Hey, listen, we know who's the better player, man. Jamal Musiala, man. Come on, man. You know what I mean? I would have taken Wirtz, though. I'm not going to lie. I would have loved to have Wirtz, but Musiala is still better. And I stick by that. Even though Wirtz's passing is better than Jamal's, but dribbling, Musiala's improving the goal-scoring bit too, so... Hey, Musiala, hey, uncomfortable conversation. Man, what the hell? I need people in my this brother, man. Whoever made this account is crazy. I have people in my country, population going down. I need Madrid to land in the best country. I can't believe what I'm reading. Yo, Lewis, are you reading this? Mr. Historian, look at this guy. Mr. Politician. Oh my God. Oh yeah. To be fair, you do. I can tell. Okay, because you just said that, we need to bring back timing out. That name, that whole stupid shit that you've just said, get out of here. Get out of here. You are absolutely taking the piss. You are absolutely taking the piss. Not the right. That is tapped. Get out of here, bro. Why are we talking about kiss competitions? Are you mad? Ugh. Oh my God! And Friday as well. Mad. Absolutely mad.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
El wasq. Bro, Lewis, he said North Korea, bro. And this guy said kiss competition, and the other guy says kiss competitions. Like, what are we doing, bro? Some people are just, I don't know, bro. Some people are just, they're moving crazy, innit? It just is what it is. Oh, lie, they're just moving mad. But guys, slap the like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Who's live that we can redirect to? Because I will be redirecting very, very, very soon, guys. I will be redirecting very soon. Who's live? And by the way, I will be back 5:30 Saudi time, so that is 3:30 UK time. For Top Bins Yahi with Sami, we are back to doing it again. You get what I'm saying? So we will be there. Before Al Hilal play against Al Riyadh, we will be there, guys. We will be there. First Inzaghi game in the Saudi Pro League. By the way, Al Ahli won 1-0 against Neom. Neom actually didn't play bad yesterday. I saw the highlights this morning. They didn't actually play bad. So fair play to Neom. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do. They have Decore, Lacazette, Ben Rahma, Higazi. Neom is not a bad team, man. By the way, Milo, I told man that he was going to do well. And look, he's already starting off very well. Man, look at Lucas Vazquez. Man said Bayern's losing 9-0. Brother, you joined Bayer Leverkusen. Yeah, I can't wait for you to have an uttering, shattering downfall. I hope you have an uttering, shattering downfall whenever we play you and throughout the entire season. I will be there for it, Lucas Vazquez. You absolute fraud. You decided, of all clubs, to join Bayer Leverkusen. You are now on hate watch territories. That's what you are, bro. You're on that right now. Yeah? Absolute fraud. Yeah? Yeah, you, my friend. Guess what?
You're finished. Wallahi, you're finished.
By the way, you play Paris Saint-Germain like us, huh? I pray to God. Yeah. Who's playing against you? Oh, Kvaratskhelia. Oh, Isma' Kvaratskhelia. I want you to break his legs, bro. Break his legs with the dribbling. Yeah. Who else will we talk about? Henkapi leaving. So I don't know. Oh, Grimaldo. Oh, Grimaldo's still there. I want Desiree Doué to absolutely destroy Grimaldo as well. Yeah. I hope Patrick Schick struggles against Pacho. Yeah. And against who else? The Zabari guy. Bro, I pray to God PSG destroy you. Yeah. I pray to God that I'm gonna go. Who did Leverkusen get? Ta'al. Because I don't forget. You see these Leverkusen scums that think they're all it. And they think they're all it because of that transfer window, huh? Ta'al. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Leverkusen. Who did they get? Ta'al. Okay. We need a sacrifice done by PSG, Manchester City, Villarreal, Benfica, Olympiacos, Palvaner. If you're able to cook against Bayer Leverkusen, I'm open to bringing you back. You just cook Bayer Leverkusen, now I'm open to bringing you back. Yeah, I'm open. Not like I think you're all that, but just because you done that, by name, you are a hero. Yeah? Then guess what? Newcastle United. يا عيال النادي العيال الناس. I need you guys to absolutely destroy Leverkusen. Yeah, kill them. Yeah, Habibi, we need, you know what we need from these guys? We need execution on the football pitch. Absolute execution. Execution is what we need against Leverkusen. Yeah. What else do we need? We need Copenhagen to do a job. Yeah. Make that, if it's in their ground, I don't know. Oh, the away game. Okay. Make sure the atmosphere is absolutely painful for them. Yeah. I need Leverkusen to have 0 points, bro. Not like it's ever going to happen, but I am here for the sacrifice. To be honest, Ten Haram is already going to do it for us. He's already going to do the job for us. But like, yani, just to like, you know, add more salt to the wounds, I need Leverkusen to suffer. Suffer, bro. Hey, listen. Who do Borussia Dortmund have? You know what? Borussia Dortmund's bored lately. They've been nicing us, but even then, the history of them crying and no. Let's see who Borussia Dortmund have. Inter Milan, we will be there for the sacrifice. Yeah, although it would have been nicer with Inzaghi, but then again, Al Hilal took Inzaghi, so Inter hold that. Yeah, Man City, low-key, I think Borussia Dortmund can do a job against City, but away even though. But listen, hopefully, City can do a job at the Etihad. Yeah? Villarreal, Juventus, Tottenham. I think Tottenham beat them, by the way. Yeah, Bilbao, Copenhagen, Bodo Glimt. Listen, do me a favor. Do me a favor, please, by all means. Take care of business. Take care of business, please. Because these man, they deserve to suffer, bruv. They just do. So, yeah, man. Yeah, Habibi, you want to talk about Inter schedule? Ta'al. I'm going to tell you Inter Milan schedule. Ta'al. By the way, Lewis, you know we might take one of their directors. Al Hilal might take one of their directors. Crazy, bro. But who do they get? So they got Liverpool and Borussia Dortmund. Hey, Rabona, Lewis is asking you for a favor to destroy. Yeah, to destroy Inter Milan. That's what he's asking of you. Borussia Dortmund. To be honest, I need Inter Milan to win that, but Lewis wants the other way around. I do not know why. Arsenal, Atletico, Slavia Praha, Ajax. Who's this team? Oh, the Kazakhstan. Yeah, that's not happening. But could you imagine if there was a shocker there? That would be funny. And USG, the Belgium team that Bayern also got. Listen, Lewis is asking for some favors, man. Because the other season, Lewis was given a pancake. Or was it? No, not pancake. A cupcake. Sorry. I don't know why I said pancake. Cupcake. After we lost to them. And beforehand, he was going through it. Not a little bit. Actually, he was going through it a lot. Let's go through this.
Yo, lads. You want to know how I know that my Inter fan coworker is a fucking dick rider, it's with this. I want you to know, I haven't seen this motherfucker since the Juve match, because apparently he's calling out sick. Bullshit, bro. He's pussy. Now, all of a sudden, he comes to my desk yesterday, because he's not here today, saying, I come into work right now, and look what the fuck I see. Look at this shit. Your team sucks, lad. Drawing to Celtic is embarrassing. Bro. And now people tell me why I hate Inter more. It's because of this fucking Haiwan, bro. Yo, I am doing hate watches for the rest of this fucking season, bro. I promise you.
Mad. Absolutely mad in the dunya. I can't believe it. Wallah al-alim. Wallah al-alim. This is crazy. But guys, I think I'm going to end it here. Who should I redirect to? خلنا نشوف Muse Live. The next time I'm back, it's with Sammy, Football Rig. Go subscribe to him. We will be talking about, yes, we will talk about Woltemade in the Newcastle perspective, Bayern perspective. We'll talk about Arsenal, obviously, because he supports them. A bit of Saudi League, since Saudi League is back, and all that stuff. So, yeah, stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Until then, though, you know what? Let me redirect you all to Jester, because is Jester live? If Jester is live, I'll redirect you all to him, because my man could really do with help right now, bro. If he's still live. Is he still live, Jester? Yeah, he is. All right, we're going to Jester's chat. 0 raid, guys. 0 raid. Until then, though, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe. Press the alarm bells for future content notifications. Like, comment your way. Go check socials. Inshallah, you're well wherever you are. To be honest, this sums it off best with what's going on with us in the window. Take care. Ma salama.
Album. Go fuck yourself! My favorite album is Where Is My Signings? Where is the Players? That's my favorite album.